If you have already broken your New Year's resolution to get in shape and to lose weight, we have guys who are going to motivate you to completely get back on track. Today's program is all about motivation. We are going to motivate you with before and afters. We're going to motivate you with Ian and Ed. And, oh, now you're showing off, Tony. Now Tony Greco is showing off. Mr.
I'm just having a little bit of fun, that's all.
You're making that look easy. I know it's so not easy. Today's show is sort of a little bit of a celebration of the 40-year-olds, I guess, because you know that you're in better shape now at 40 than you were at 20.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Those are the transformations you'd like to see as well, aren't they, Tony?
Absolutely.
Well, it's January 15th. That's given a lot of people time to make resolutions, go to the gym for a few times, and break resolutions. Is that what you see most commonly at this time of year?
That's the biggest common mistake you see all the time is that people, get on the New Year's resolution, and then right after, 3-4 weeks in, it's like, where are they? Where'd they go? And everybody falls off the wagon. Except
for these guys.
That's right.
Tenacity. Look at this. This is tenacity. This is motivation. Actually, this is Ian Dunn, and this is Ed Isaacs with your before and after pictures. And you just turned 40. Something to do with the turning 40 that brought you here, isn't there?
I was 40 this year, and this was, I've told Tony, this was the first year in 20 years that I didn't make that resolution on New Year's Day, only to break it and kick myself in the butt a week later. This was me when I walked in here 8 months ago today on May 15th, his grand opening day. I weighed 230 pounds and had atrocious eating habits, and turned it around. Tony inspired me to radically change my diet. I'm now down, I'm proud to say, 48 pounds, and my body fat is more than cut in half, and from 27 down to 13 now.
I wish I could cue the applause. I can give you a round of applause. That is really impressive. Ian, how did this Ian feel?
Lethargic, and more than halfway through his life, and what was not really much hope for the future. Now, like I say, hope for the future, energy, passion for life, and stamina are the intangibles. Plus, I have 2 young children who come out and watch me, and they've actually started in the program as well.
Oh, this is great.
This is my son Riley, he's 12, and this is my daughter Taylor, who's 14. And I know that I always had my kids respect, but now they come out. I have them every second weekend. They come out, and it's really evolved into hero worship. Aww. And coming out and being able to share this experience my experience with them, and talk about healthy lifestyles, and hopefully avoid them looking like that when they turn 40.
What a role model. And I can sense your emotion when you actually talk about it. And well, you can sense the emotion, Ed, because you're living it as well.
Absolutely.
Now, we are going to share some tips. We are going to share some exercises. Tony is on tap to do that, but we wanted first and foremost also to outline your story. Who's this Ed Isaacs? Easy for me to say.
Well, this was this was taken last year. This was before I started the program. I started around the beginning of August. I came in for the session. Tony was here. The trainers were great. They really inspired me to start.
How were you feeling?
Terrible. It was bad. It wasn't good. It was daily eating junk food, lots of pop. It was just, it wasn't good. I couldn't fit in my clothes, trouble with the seatbelt, just about everything. So, yeah.
And you're 35.
I'm 35.
We should say Ian just turned 40. So you're doing the preemptive strike.
Yeah, exactly.
Mid-30s, because it really, so often we focus on how you look, but it isn't. It's how you feel.
Exactly, yeah. And since then, I've lost 70 pounds. That's effective today.
Woohoo!
So 70 pounds, 13% body fat.
So these are the before pants.
These are the before pants. These actually, I've dropped 7 pant sizes since I've begun the program, and I feel amazing. I've inspired a lot of people, and I like to keep people motivated now. So.
Not only are you motivated, you're both very eloquent, and we're going to be back, and then Tony takes over, and you're going to talk about what goes into these transformations. And so often we focus on women, and of course we should, but it's really, really nice to have the guys, you know, today. Today is the guys' makeovers. We'll be back at Greco Lean and Fit. I believe it's Henry Ford who once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. Well, both of these men thought they could, and Tony Greco encouraged them along the way with his program. We have, well, you just met Ed, you just met Ian and heard their stories. Ed lost 70 pounds. Ian, was it 48?
Yes, 48.
Okay, you're making that look easy, but when you started 48 pounds ago, this was not easy for you. No. Now, Tony, this is what we want to focus on. What you would have had Ed doing right now, where he's balancing and lifting the medicine ball, you wouldn't have had him do that 70 pounds ago.
No, absolutely not. You know, we started with his own body weight and just really worked on the form. And then what happens as he dropped the weight, we wanted to create a little bit more balance and stability. So what he's doing right now, we call it the foam log, because he has to stabilize all his course muscles, and then also a lot of stability in the knees and the ankles, which is really good because, you know, as you're off balance because you're carrying an excess amount of weight, it's very easy to slip and fall, especially under these conditions. And if you do that, you got no stability around the joints, and you could be in a serious situation down the road.
And that's one of the things that you hear about. I mean, even for Ed at 35, when you're carrying excess weight, there are often joint issues.
Absolutely. Like for every pound of fat, it's 40 pounds of pressure. So imagine how much pounding is on your knees if you're going up the stairs. And it's amazing how that now, you know, it trickles the whole body to basically pretty much collapse because you're dealing with this situation on a regular basis. Your heart rate's going up, you're huffing and puffing going up the stairs, and you're wondering like what's wrong with you. But I mean, there's the indication right there, and it's so important that I like to call fat a virus, and it's so important to try to really eliminate that.
Okay,
well, you okay?
Ian, you don't have to show off. We're going to have to get a defibrillator for you because you're really overdoing it. Okay, what is Ian doing? This looks, I have to say, wretched. It looks awful.
Well, Ian, again, he's doing a lot of endurance training right now combined with strengths, which is going to create a lot of stamina. Notice he's picking up a dumbbell, and then he's touching the pylon, then he's dropping the dumbbell. This is an amazing workout on your hips and your glutes and the whole A-frame. So when you're leaning and bending and reaching, you're just strengthening those areas so the muscle knows exactly how to react.
Now, as I look at this exercise, there's probably a great potential to injure yourself if you don't do it the right way.
Yes, there is. I mean, you got to, again, go through baby steps, and you start off by maintaining a good balanced base. Then you start to build up strength, so you get more balance. Ian, you could take a break.
Hey,
So,
you mentioned hero worship earlier. Show us a baby step. Okay,
so
for
the
someone at home,
yes.
show us a baby step.
So the baby step would be this, just to stand on the spot, lift one knee up off the ground, and all you're going to do is kind of come down, do a half a squat, and then the whole objective is to try to push off this leg so you're off the ground like this. And that's going to measure a lot of your hip strength. So if you're sitting there and you're going, whoa, which is probably totally normal at first, right? Mm-hmm. You're fit, so there's a difference, right? But you know, for the average people, what happens is they might like kind of find it a little bit challenging, and that's exactly why you want to work that area. So when you're landing and you're jumping up, you're actually trying to stabilize, because at the point of that impact, all your muscles are contracting, they're keeping you nice and tight. Okay. And it's so important. And then once you get that, then you can start, you know, putting in a form of endurance exercise.
But if someone's 100 pounds overweight, they shouldn't do that. That
no,
would just be, I mean, you'd set yourself up for injury and then disappointment, and then the cycle continues. So the first thing to do, if you have 70 pounds to lose, if you have 50 pounds to lose, is what? Walking or swimming.
You know, just in the water, get in motion. I just, you know, people always ask about exercise, but I just say, just get in motion. You could like just walk around, bring your knees up, throw your hands there, just have fun and get in motion.
How much of it is diet? How much of it is exercise?
70%. I like to say 80, but 70-30, but for me it's 80-20. Because it's
diet
8 and 20 exercise.
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're going to be back with more of the guys and another guy who has an inspiring story. He went from being in horrible shape to, I think, running this place.
Yeah, he's now changed his life and has become a trainer.
We'll be back with that in a while at Greco Lean and Fit.